Hey, oh, good to see you. Yes, I'm back. I'm back after, I think it's 3 weeks that I took off. Uh, but I needed a break, needed some rest, and but I'm back. And yeah, there's just so much going on that, hey, I've got to get on here and talk about. Um, but tonight we are. Ooh, okay. Just got a text. Good to see everyone. Hey, thanks, Melvin. Sandra, good to see you. Bill, hey. Gary is in Texas. Holy crap. Aw, he's not going to be. Okay, he's camping in Texas. So we're going to be missing Gary. Okay. All right. Let me see. First off, um, if anyone has any prayer requests, you can message me privately, or you can just make a comment here, just requesting prayer. You don't have to go into any detail, just that you have a prayer request. And that's every week. And, hey, we've got a lot of prayer warriors in here. So, and I appreciate everyone. Okay, tonight we're going to be speaking, going to be talking with Dave Wargo, our good friend, and he lives in the Allegheny National Forest. He's originally from Ohio, and he has seen Bigfoot in Ohio, and he's had some experiences up here in the Allegheny National Forest also. It's always fun. And so we'll be talking about the Ohio reports, discussing those, as well as ongoing activity at our research area in the Allegheny National Forest, because it seems activity is ramping up there also. There's a lot going on. I think I may have forgotten to put the link to hey, Iris, welcome. Holy Yeti Batman, yeah. But if you get the chance to, get on the App Store on your phone, either Android or iPhone, and look up the Bigfoot live stream. And it's $4.99 a month, $4.99 a month. You get onto an actual live stream, and there are different locations throughout the United States. There are cameras in the Allegheny National Forest in Pennsylvania. There are also cameras in Canada. And I think Logan is also talking with someone in Texas, I guess working out the details on that, hopefully soon. And so that should be fun. He also has a YouTube channel, and this is for the Bigfoot live stream, and that's run by Logan Shosal. His YouTube channel is Bigfoot live stream, so check it out. There's videos on there from our research area. You need to get a picture with Bigfoot, Iris. Okay, good luck. Good luck with that. And let me think. I know there were other things I wanted to talk about, but yeah, there have been reports, so many reports throughout the United States There are other reports in Pennsylvania also recently, a sighting report, I think, in Somerset County. And I'm always hearing reports, throughout the U.S. I think there was one in Idaho recently. And it seems like Texas and Oklahoma, no matter what, both of them are off the charts. And Oklahoma, I recently read a couple reports. Florida, Iris, let me see. I honestly haven't heard any, at least recently. I've got a research partner who lives in Florida, and he has found all kinds of sign, vocals, footprints. He lives in the Palm Bay area. Iris, not really. They get used to all kinds of weather, and they love the swamp. But as for, hey, Bill, yeah, you're right. It's ramping up all over the country. And I do have a theory on why it's ramping up. And I'll talk with Dave whenever I get him on, about my personal theory. In fact, I've got two possibles. So we'll see. We'll talk it over. It's okay, JD. Goodbye. Oh, thank you, Iris. Appreciate it. Okay, Bill. And all right, hey, Mark, good to see you. Tell you what, I'm going to bring Dave on, and okay, Mark, you have a new, okay. I had no idea if that was you or not, but good to see you. Mark's Reviews, P4C. Okay. Fletch. Yeah, sorry. If you are one of my grandchildren, then let me know which one you are. Hey, Leonard, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, I'm going to bring Dave on, everyone. And so welcome, Dave. Here we go. Hey.
Get too much shine off my bald head.
Nope, you don't need any powder. You're good.
I was going to put that on it.
That'd be shaving too much.
It's been an exciting week all over. She mentioned Ohio. My brother lives out in Ohio, and he's towards the middle north part of the state. Lorain County, Huron County, Ashland County. That's our old stomping grounds when I grew up back in 1974 when I had my first sighting. And he's getting people talking about that area is active right now. Mary, been talking with her the last few days because I've had activity at my house here.
Yeah.
It's just here. Most of my activity happens in the fall. Starts about the second week of August, lasts until about the end of September. That's when the corn and apples and everything are up here. But our research site has been it's active all year. Things have been picking up more weird stuff. As far as I know, they haven't caught anything on camera about Bigfoot, basically, but other strange stuff, thumps and vocalizations and things like that. Here at my house, I had a sighting. What is today? Wednesday. I had a sighting Monday. And I was about 250 yards away. And I was very excited, to say the least. And I got a whole big story behind this one. But we'll see what Mary wants to do and when she wants to go into that. But
go right ahead into whatever you want to get into.
So this all started back in October, and I haven't been feeling very well. And long story short, ended up diagnosed with cancer. I've never had an anxiety attack before in my life. And the day that I found out, I sure did. So I was kind of freaking out and couldn't sleep. And my house here is on the edge of a swamp. We have 80 acres, 23 tillable, and the rest is the Great Akeley Swamp. And so we have activity from time to time back in the swamp. Anyways, I was sitting out on my favorite place to think things out is my back porch swing on a balcony overlooking the swamp. And I was out there and trying to deal with the anxiety attack. So, needless to say, there was some alcohol involved. But anyways, I was trying not to go crazy, have a nervous breakdown. So anyways, long story short, I ended up doing a primal yell, like, ah, just to let the pressure, the anxiety out. And when I screamed, I actually hurt my throat. That's how loud the scream was. And the echo of the scream hadn't even died. And from this one particular spot in the swamp where it's a pretty clear shot, you can see it off my balcony. And it's pitch black, dark outside. I broke my FLIR, so I didn't have anything to see what's going on down there. Soon as I screamed that scream of mine, the echo just I didn't even die. And I had a response. I had a good old-fashioned Bigfoot roar come out of the swamp. It snapped me out of my funk. It's like, oh, yeah, we could do this together. Come on. I'm yelling at it. Come on up here. I want to see you. I got a candy bar for you. Come on up. And so I'm talking to whoever this thing is in the swamp. Nothing happened. So I stayed out there for about an hour, started getting cold, finally got tired, figured I'd go to bed. So I'm sleeping. Fellow Bigfoot researcher, friend of ours, Tara, she calls me, wakes me up around 11 o'clock that morning. So this happened at 3 o'clock, the scream, went to bed about 4 o'clock. She calls me at 11 o'clock. I live on the border of Pennsylvania and New York, and she has a job. She works in New York. So she comes past my house every once in a while. She'll swing by. And for what it's worth, I think she's had 2 or 3 sightings in this area, just driving to work here and across the valley from me. And so anyway, she calls me up and she goes, hey, how you doing? I said, not too good, told her what was going on. She says, well, you know what? I really love that Bigfoot cutout you have up by the road. And I says, I have no Bigfoot cutout. She goes, oh, don't you have a Bigfoot cutout in your yard? I said, yes, behind the house over by my shed. You can't see it from the road. She goes, no. You put a big yellow Bigfoot cutout between. We have an old wagon up there at the top of the driveway, for aesthetic purposes that we rebuilt, from the 1800s. She said, it was between the wagon and the pine tree. It was about 8 foot tall. It was really pretty. You did a good job. I said, I didn't do it. I said, there's nothing. I'm looking out the window right now. There's nobody put nothing up there. It wasn't me. And she says, well, it looks so realistic. And I said, well, because it was realistic. It wasn't me. She said it was yellow, about 8 foot tall, standard 4 foot wide shoulder type thing. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow. I said, well, let me tell you what happened last night. And I said, I screamed, and it roared back at me. It wasn't a scream, it was a roar. I mean, it rattled me on the porch. And it's about 300 yards away where this thing I've seen it a couple of times standing there. And so I was really excited about that. And then Monday, my tractor broke and the tractor dealer had to come pick it up. So standard procedure, Chinese fire drill type thing, getting it loaded, swearing, yelling, all the normal things that you do when you're trying to load a broken tractor on a trailer. And the guy left. He goes up the driveway. I said, well, I'm going to go water that tree down in the yard. So I amble off into the yard. I'm standing there watering this tree. And I hear the geese down in the beaver pond down there raising hell. Something's bothering them. So I look down there. I'm thinking it was the coyotes or something was bothering them. And I look down there and I'm looking at this thing. I never noticed that tree there before. And then it moved. And I thought it was a tree with yellow leaves on it. And it wasn't a tree with yellow leaves. It was what I think was a Bigfoot, unless somebody's dressed up in bright yellow Carhartt standing at the edge of my swamp, on the edge of the swamp, number one. Number two, right behind it, it's pretty much impenetrable multifloral rose bushes. And anyways, it moved. I'm going, that's not a tree. And I'm not quite sure what that thing is. And so I'm watching it, and it turned and it moved to walk away. So holy crap, that looks like a Bigfoot. And it was yellow. It was like a blondish yellow, reddish color.
Yeah.
And I watched it turn and walk into the starting of the brush, and there's a big giant white oak or white pine tree back there. And it walked under the pine tree. And at that time, once it got out of the sun, it was more of a reddish color. So that was my big excitement for the week. I didn't tell too many people because I'm saving it for here. Me being old and crippled, there's no way for me to get back there by land. I'd have to drag a canoe down there and paddle across to where it was, which I haven't done. Like I said, I haven't been feeling that great. Yeah. And so that's what I would count that as a probable. So I was very, very happy about that. But it was just, it fell in with the R&R site, increased things happening there. And then we had, my brother said something about Ohio. And the next thing I know, Mary was the one that told me about the Portage County activity going on, still ongoing. I guess they had a sighting today, I think I saw.
Yeah, so, Portage and Trumbull County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it started out over there in, trying to think what county that is. Over there off of Route 44 it's just east of Chardon, Ohio there. And that's, Cleveland, the Cuyahoga Valley Metro Park and stuff like that. There are a lot of metro parks in there. And it's Wilkins in there. And that's where most of these sightings are coming from, and from the farmland around there. And the most exciting thing, I think, is because they're reporting different colored creatures, different size creatures, anywhere 6 to 8 foot tall. Well, I think the one was 10 foot. So we have different sightings of several different creatures.
Yeah, I think the last one was 6.5 foot tall.
Yeah. So it's evidently my theory is, I bounced it off of Mary, I think it's a mating season going on. Traditionally in our Native American cultures, people used to get really bad cabin fever back in the day. So what would happen in the springtime, the Native Americans would have, some people call them powwows, potlucks, whatever. So each clan of your tribe is basically a different village. And each clan lives in their own village. And each clan is basically, if you lived in that village, it would be relatives of yours, usually your cousins and aunts and uncles and things like that. Yeah. So anyways, the clans used to get together. It's like, hey, they go over to the next village and say, hey, let's have a party. Let's have a potlatch, which I used to call it. And they'd have like a spring picnic type thing. And everybody would get together and both villages would show up. And The one village would come over to the other village and they reciprocate, I guess. But the main reason they did that, besides getting rid of the cabin fever type thing, that was the way the young people found their spouses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Our first dog, 77. She's asking me a password. She's going on my device.
Oh.
Yeah. So I got her tied up. She wants to look at something. So, anyways, now what the hell was I doing? What was I doing?
You better change that password immediately then.
That's all. She can go on there. I don't do anything, it's bad or anything. And if anybody knows me, they probably don't remember my first dog. So, one more. Yes. So, but anyways, so they get together and they have the big parties, and the young single people are looking for mates, for spouses,
Mm-hmm.
and they get together, and that's how they would scope out the local young crowd. They had dances and ceremonies. One dance was called a welcoming dance,
Yeah.
and it was pretty cool. They used to dance like a beat of a drum and skip, like each drum beat they would skip forward, and then skip back, skip forward, skip back.
Mm-hmm.
And each time they go forward, they get closer to each other,
Yeah.
and then the dance would end when the individuals, it might be half a tribe doing it. When they get close enough, the last one they would kiss, and that would be how most of them met their spouses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's saying that, and they've done it over in Scotland, the clans over there.
Yeah.
Rituals are the same way. The Native Americans, a lot of tribes believe that Bigfoot are just another tribe of Indians.
Yeah.
So this does not surprise me that they would be moving towards each other, or maybe a destination that we don't know about.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I believe. I worked at a canoe livery, and we had this running joke. If there's anybody Mennonite watching, I apologize. But we used to call it Mennonite mating season. And what would happen would be about 100 individuals would come to the canoe livery and rent our boats
Mm-hmm.
to a 3-day trip down the Allegheny River. And it was arranged by, I don't know, Mennonites, if they're priests or holy leaders. I don't know what they are. But it would be one of the preachers, so to speak, and his wife would host this event. And it would be the Mennonites out of Pennsylvania and Mennonites out of Ohio. So they're bringing these two areas together that have no blood relations or anything. And that's how they used to meet each other. They don't have the internet and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
no services, and, unless your neighbor or something. But usually in those communities, they're pretty well saturated, and everybody's relative to each other.
Yeah.
So they still do it. Modern times, they still do this.
Oh,
So
definitely.
that's my whole theory on what we're seeing right now. I think that's what's happening. These things are getting together and doing whatever they're doing, or who knows? Maybe it's a religious thing. I don't know, but
Yeah, we don't know, and like you said, it's possibly to prevent inbreeding.
Yeah.
Going out to meet someone from another tribe or clan, and
that whole thing. What was that Canadian guy that was kidnapped by the Bigfoot in his sleeping bag and escaped?
Albert Ostman.
Albert Ostman mentioned that he thought the old man, which he called the father Bigfoot, kidnapped him for a possible mate for his daughter, his teenage daughter, Bigfoot.
Oh,
I started laughing. I says, "Boy, that's a little bit more than a shotgun wedding there." But that's what his feeling was on that whole thing, and I'm thinking, yeah, that makes sense to me. It's like, hey, there ain't
yeah.
no bunch of these dunderheads around here. Oh, there's a nice guy there. He seems really nice. So, who knows? I have no idea. I haven't been kidnapped by any Bigfoot or anything, so I can't tell you. But we've had a lot of stuff going on. And Mary's organization. How many members you got?
20,000.
So she has a pretty good handle on things happening around the state and other states.
Yeah.
And we have some friends, and I have a few friends in Ohio still, and things are ramping up out there too right now. So keep your eyes peeled wherever you're at.
Yeah. And we take reports also on the group on the Facebook group, or else you can message me also privately if you have a report.
And me being computer illiterate, you have no problem with me. I just call up Mary. Hey, Mary.
Yes.
This is what I saw. This is what we seen, or this is what my neighbor saw.
That's right. If you got my number, text or call. Doesn't matter.
I bother Mary quite often.
Not a bother.
Looking forward to warmer weather because we're gonna have some fun doing some events and maybe some campovers and stuff, and see what we can roust out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that. I'm getting cabin fever.
You're feeling better, and
yes,
we'll get together and we'll have some fun. And
yes, yeah, we'll get up there to that research area and.
I think we should go up to that campground again.
I think so too. I really want to get in there again.
The only thing I heard up there was some guys hunting up in that area. There was some snow tracks up there this winter. Okay. That I eventually heard, a month after it happened. But it's just it's people in our circles, they talk about it, and like I said, I'm not on anything electronically, so I don't usually know what the hell's going on until after they're long gone. But, and then I had the last Bigfoot festival I did was up in Corey, and I got 3 sighting reports up there. Again, the second week of August around here is pretty hot.
Yeah.
Remembering the stuff that happened to us in Ohio back in the 70s, it was also harvest time in August. So that's the food thing. This time of year, food's pretty slim and none, and they're probably expanding their hunting areas, looking for protein. I do have something, and I'd like to hear from anybody that has seen this before. Like I said, I have a swamp. I have a beaver pond about 300 yards from where I'm sitting right now. Something goes along the beaver pond, pulls up the cattails, and eats them. Now, I've never heard of anybody ever saying that they've seen a bear doing this. But it's weird. I don't know if a bear could manipulate his hand to actually pull the cattail out and eat it and throw it down. I'm suspecting it's my blonde friend back there in the woods. Yeah. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever tried cattails. When they're eating the root at that stage, when they're green, they kind of taste like cucumbers. So,
yeah, I remember Kumbo talking about them eating cattails, where they would. I think he was watching one where it went into a bunch of cattails, just out while I was hunting, and then it was sitting there eating, munching, while it was waiting for game to come by.
And then, I've had over the years since 2013, just up here, I've had over 500 people tell me of their sightings, and probably about a dozen involved swamps and cattails. Where they're walking with their dog, and the dog gets all hackled up and starts growling, and up stands a Bigfoot. So that would be a surprise. Well, the only reason it showed itself was because the dog knew it was there, and almost all of those involved dogs. the people not noticing them because they're in the middle of the cattails.
Hmm.
And, you know, I think they have great hearing. They have a great sense of sight and a great sense of smell.
Oh, yeah.
So makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Pyro says, can't you eat the tops while they're still green?
I never messed with that. I'm hanging around with a bunch of hippies now in my old age. We're going to go into the natural foraging part of it here because medicinal plants and edible plants. So this spring we're going to have a little hootenanny over here and get a few of my friends together that knows the plants, and we're going to go through my swamp back here and see what we have for edibles and medicinals.
Cool.
So that's our plan. I do know I've eaten muffins made from cattail. What do you call it? The seeds, the fluff, whatever.
Okay.
They take and they make like a
flour or something
type flour out. Oh, the porridge. They make a porridge out of it too.
Okay.
So a lot of that cattail is edible. So
yeah,
depends on the season, what you're eating, the tops, the roots, or whatever. You can eat the stalks too, I understand. But
yeah.
I've never done that yet. But I'm planning on going to this spring and get a group of people over here and see what we can do. Also thinking about planting some Indian potatoes. And what's the other thing? I can't remember what they call it. There's several different root type plants that grew wild naturally all through the United States that they used and ate.
Yeah.
And pioneers and they ate them. They had them in general stores up until the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is they don't last long. I mean, like some of the stuff you can, but most of it has to be eaten fresh as it is. Indian potatoes and stuff like that you can eat pretty much all year round. This is where our Bigfoot friends eat. So say you plant these potatoes, they're very invasive, or not invasive, but they're very prolific, I guess you'd call it.
Okay.
So once they're in an area, they stay in an area. And say you want to eat Indian potatoes, and they don't last too long, but you take your pick and your shovel or whatever you got, and you go out there and dig them up and cook them up and eat them. If it's the middle of winter and you can pick through the frozen ground and get them out, you can take them, bring them in, and eat them. So I'm told it tastes like a cross between a sweet potato or a yam and a white potato. It's different.
Yeah,
but
it sounds like a parsnip or a turnip because they would have that flavor.
The root, what do you call it? It's a root type plant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean that's what these creatures survive on during the winter areas where
a lot of foraging. Yeah.
Hunting becomes tough. That's what they go after.
Yeah. And my one of my theories as for this movement going on, not only in Ohio, but also here in Pennsylvania, wherever, all over the U.S., is, of course, like you mentioned, the powwow or wanting to meet up with opposite sex and hook up, form their own separate clan or whatever. But also, I was thinking
tobacco too,
and but I was also thinking, during the winter, all they have is the protein from deer kills and rabbit and whatever else that they can catch.
All meat diet, which can get pretty bland.
And as soon as spring comes and the greens start coming up, they'll get out there and start foraging because they need that other protein from plant materials. From
and see, here in my swamp, I have a ton of skunk cabbage.
Yeah.
Skunk cabbage is edible for humans, but you got to boil the living heck out of it. It still tastes like hell. But it has, we got The corn dogs and the centers taste like cucumbers when green. Also, pollen used to thicken soups, and that's what I think I've tasted
Okay.
with porridge. Or they made muffins out of it, so I'm guessing it had to be that
The pollen.
tops, pollen tops. Yeah,
Yeah. Interesting. Thank you, Paro.
yeah. So
Corn dogs.
yeah, corn dogs. Yeah. Well, deep fry them. See, you can eat anything deep fried, right?
Yes, that's right.
What the heck? Um, yeah. We So I'm exploring that, and
Yeah.
some of my friends that are into that stuff, tell me of their adventures and running into strange situations where they find things.
Mm-hmm.
Something was digging and eating this, and well, bears are known to eat just about everything. And basically, you're looking for tracks or other sign. Um, but it's pretty good here in Mercer County. Yep, there you go. That's what you usually see in the hunting season is these they're following deer tracks, and next thing they know, there's a Bigfoot track following their deer track.
That's right.
Let's see here. The only thing I saw a picture of it, was a deer that was stuck in a Y of a tree.
Okay.
And basically, the haunches were pulled. They used that tree to vise to jam the deer in there and just rip off the leg. So the deer was missing 4 legs. Basically, is what happened. So I'm thinking, you rip off a deer haunch, throw it over your shoulder, and take off for the hills. And that was in trying to think what that county is over there. Elk. I think it's Elk County where that happened.
Okay. In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yeah, it's in a national forest.
Yeah.
So yeah, they hunt deer.
Yeah.
I mean that rock that Todd found in the tree. Remember that one?
Yes.
So there was like a 3 or 4 pound rock up on a branch in a tree. So the
Mhm.
question is it for tree knocking, or was it ammunition for deer hunting? And we've had,
Multi-purpose.
right, we've had rocks thrown at us several times, but they weren't trying to hurt us. They were just messing around with us. Mary has this theory it's the juveniles that are messing with us, which makes sense. Damn teenagers.
Yes. Troublemakers.
They can be very accurate on their throwing. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're extremely, but if they wanted to hit you, they would.
Right. I had one instance at our R&R site. We were sitting there and I heard something zip like a whoosh past my ear.
Yeah.
And followed, unless they are supernatural, it took the trees. Well, yeah, both. Supernatural, I would say I've done it twice up here in Warren County. I would call it my rabbit pen raiders. And we were tracking them, and the tracks go into this big middle of this field, like a big, there was no trees around for 400 or 500 yards. And we're tracking the tracks, and it looks like they're taking a step and they just disappear. There's nothing. The tracks just in like in mid stride. It's like, what the hell just happened? So in the snow, what you're looking for is when a creature or animal's going in the direction it's going, the toes or the foot throws snow. You'll see snow in the direction that they're heading. Now, the old Indian step backwards in your track trick, you can tell that very easily because then you'll see snow going back the other way when they're walking backwards.
Mm-hmm.
This happened to us twice. We found the tracks just in the middle of the field. So either pushing a button or whatever the hell they do and go to the different dimension, or if it's the little green guys up in a freaking UFO, say, hey, there's Billy, let's pick him up, and zap him up there, which that's another thing. We've been dealing with a lot of the spirit lights phenomenon. I have it here in my yard this winter. Over the winter, I've seen them 3 times in my yard. The spirit lights or orbs or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
The research site's pretty heavy. I mean, it seems like they're getting at least one a week there that are kept on cameras. Spirit lights don't mind cameras.
Yeah.
And then what happened today there was worth mentioning. So the person that lives there looks out and there's cars stopped in front of her house.
Yes.
And the cars, I think she said the cars were running and the doors were open.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's like, what's going on? You know? So anyways, the neighbors called her and told her what was going on. So they run onto the neighbor's property. According to the people that were in the cars, a Bigfoot crossed the road in front of them. So they got out of their cars and was chasing them. So the guy that owned the property said, this is posted property. You have to get out of here. All you saw was a bear. Just get out of here. I love the old bear excuse.
yes. It comes in handy on private property.
But I don't know if these people were armed. And he has a bunch of kids, and I could see that. Like, oh, yeah, okay. Hey, there's a Bigfoot. You know, why are you chasing it? Well, I want to shoot it. But they did. I don't know if they said that or not. But that would be my fear if I was people around my house and some of them had guns and they're chasing a Bigfoot. Why?
Mm-hmm.
But
yep. Yeah, I just banned someone in the chat room about a half an hour ago who was talking about that he was that was his plan on shooting one. So immediately I got him out of there and banned him.
And if he happens to be listening, I just want him to know we don't know what these things are.
Yeah.
They're capable of cloaking. There's no animal in nature that we know that can do that.
Yeah.
So it's an unnatural animal either way, even if it is flesh and blood. It can do things that we can't do. And who knows? He might shoot at it, and it might shoot back at him with a blaster. It's a Wookiee you're shooting at. Watch out! I mean, the Native Americans they have killed them. They can be killed.
Yes.
But that's when they're trying to kill the Native Americans. My thing is, if they're going to be peaceful, be peaceful.
Yeah.
Do unto others as they do unto you. I guess. I mean, if you're looking to kill one, and it's all bad.
Yeah.
And Mary knows that usually when you see one, there's more than one around.
Yep.
You might take one, but you might get a log upside the head,
Or worse, you may not have a head anymore.
This is parts. Yeah, your head up there, your leg over there, in this county, and the other one in the other county. And the Native Americans have tales of them being meat eaters. Well, hell, if they're going to kill you, they might just eat you too while they're at it,
That's right.
The whole
people disappear out in the woods every year.
411 thing, it's either going in another dimension, getting eaten by Bigfoot, or absconded by space aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe space aliens and Bigfoot are buddies, chums, whatever, pets. Who knows?
Who knows? Really, who knows?
As far as the cloaking thing, the most amazing thing I saw, and it was on my auto mechanic, had it on his house. He got these. He's in a rural area, and something was messing around the property, and he thought it was people. And his wife had these sunflowers on the front porch. Her porch faces south. So she thought it was raccoons messing with her sunflowers. So anyways, well, let's get security cameras. He put security cameras up. Security cameras were only up 2 days. And she's like me. She has fibromyalgia pain issues. She doesn't sleep half the time. Well, she's sitting there and she hears the alarm go off like a beep, beep, something on camera. So she looks, and what she sees is so the camera's 8 foot off the ground, about 3 feet away from this camera is a Bigfoot head. Now this thing is see-through. It looked like a ghost. And so you see it going up to the porch, and it starts messing with the sunflowers. It looked like it was picking sunflower seeds. And then it suddenly turns towards the camera and looks at the camera. And when it looks at the camera malfunctions. It goes off.
Yeah.
So Mary's theory, which I kind of believe now, is infrasound. They can do things. They shut that camera off.
Yeah, they can disable electronics with infrasound. And that's science, guys. Military experiments have been done with that. So there's a lot of documentation.
Yeah. Well, Maduro was captured. They used sound weapon against his bodyguards.
Exactly.
Something known, and people, I mean, when that thing screamed for me from the swamp, it was 250, 300 yards away. And it felt like I slapped you. The sound wave just slaps you. It's like, poof. And I tell everybody, I'm a child of the 50s, actually, but, in the 70s, a teenager going to concerts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like sitting in front of one of those big 8-foot tall speakers. You don't hear the music, you feel the music.
Yeah.
And when those things are grumpy or whatever they're doing, so they can be very, like at the research shop, we get real gentle, like a whoop, whoop, barely hear it. Or they can ring your ears with it. Or when they roar, it could be a growl, or it could be a booming, which I call like a lion's roar, coughing.
Yeah.
So that's what I got in response that night, was like a coughing roar back at me. And then we were discussing if it was maybe a female Bigfoot had heard the anguish in my voice, or Mary was thinking maybe it was a male and thought I was challenging it.
That's what I think. You put out a roar.
Steve calls it. I met Steve. He was on a film. I've Seen Bigfoot. It was a Boonies Film Festival film. That was a long time ago, 2015. I don't remember.
Yeah, but I met Steve a few times.
Yeah, I never got up to his part of the woods. I don't really go up to New York then. I live right on the border of New York, and I rarely go to New York. I went to New York today, and somebody messed with my truck. So it's like,
I thank you for staying away from there.
Oh, so bad. But anyways, I don't like going up there. I refuse. I don't like cities anymore. I'm living in the woods in a log cabin, and that's where I want to be and stay.
Yep.
I'll deal with Bigfoots and bears and space aliens, whatever else you want to throw at me. I don't care, but it's a lot better than living in the city. I feel sorry for those that still have to.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't get all the Bigfoot fun we got either.
Yeah, Jeremiah Byron, he is the person putting out the reports out of Ohio on his BigfootSociety.com webpage. He's the one that runs that. He also has a podcast that I think I was on it years ago. I can't remember. I've been on so many, but yeah, I'm fairly certain I was on one of his podcasts.
All the sightings and stuff out there are just unbelievable. I mean, you look at maps, Ohio's pretty well saturated, and it's been that way since the 70s. That's when we ran into him in 1974. And then talking to what's the guy out of Pittsburgh? Worked for Animal Planet. What's his name? Come on, help the old guy here.
Out of Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh area. What's the name? Oh, come on. Todd, are you out there? Todd knows and talks to him all the time. He done that UFO thing that was on History Channel, a Pittsburgh thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I talk to him that often. I always forget his name. I'll remember it after we're done with the show tonight.
You and I suffer from the same thing. It's like
part-timers.
Yes.
Old-timers. I actually had a stroke about 20 years ago, so I blame everything on that.
Yes.
I was at work and messed thing up. But you screwed something up. You're just picking on me. I have it because you had a stroke. And then my one boss at the canoe livery had messed things up. Start yelling at me. I said, "You're just picking on me because I'm elderly and they had a stroke." She says, "Stroke my ass. I'm going to stick my foot up where the sun don't shine." And I start laughing. Because I got your number, Dave. You can't use that excuse for everything. I said, oh, yes, I can. I do it all the time.
Whatever excuse you can use, hey, you're going to use it.
That's right. Try to get the butt out of the crosshairs quick.
Stan
But,
Gordon.
Stan Gordon. Yep.
Yes.
And I talked for hours with that guy. We were at a Bigfoot festival here in the forest, in the national forest. And what happened, the weather turned bad and there wasn't very many people, so we didn't have much to do. So me and him sat there and talked for a couple hours and comparing notes. And that's when I found out almost all the stuff that we see or experience, it's the same. It's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where it's at or what time period it happened.
Yeah.
But he was the first one that was connecting Bigfoot and the UFOs. And I don't know. I mean, we got UFO activity at the R&R site. They have a camera now, what they call it, orb cam or sky cam.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And then what was it? Pittsburgh, they just had a big green fireball down there. Was it last night?
I think it was. It was last night. Went through around midnight, and I remember R&R mentioning, but hers was the night before.
Yeah, they seen them too there. Todd, we were out that one night. Todd Smith, and we had a big green orb, which I still think it landed in that swamp over there down in the valley. And he just told me, oh, it's just the curvature of the earth and the optical illusion and blah, blah, blah. And we're out there like 2 hours later, we're out there looking around. I said, Todd, look at the swamp over there. And the swamp was glowing green.
Oh, I'd say something landed in there.
We'll visit ET. He's right over there.
So yeah,
stood in there, and we're not allowed over in there. Maybe for a reason that we don't want to know about.
Yeah.
That was a very slow. I never seen a shooting star or anything move that slow before. And I would call that a UFO before I would call it anything else. I mean, it was just so slow moving. Most of your shooting stars are fast. This thing took forever.
Yeah, if it was a meteorite, it'd be coming in so fast.
Right. Now this is big, slow, and green. I mean, when you're looking up at the sky, it was probably about the size of my thumbnail. It was pretty good size. I mean, it wasn't no little pin of light. It was a big, glowing green fireball.
Yeah.
And so we've seen a lot of strange stuff over there.
And that's not even the half of it, what goes on there.
Well, and I teased Todd because he doesn't like staying in the camping trailer by himself over there. So that's all I got to say. That's where I plan to stay when I go over there. So
yeah,
I do lock the door. Yes, I lock the door. And yes, I have sleeping with a 44 Magnum, but that's only if things go south. If they rack the camper and tap on the side and look in the windows, that's fine with me.
Yeah, they'll just rock the camper and leave their handprints and their nose prints on the window.
And I'm hoping Mary can go the same time I am. She's going to be in the house. I'll be out in the camper. And I want to shut off, if Bill's listening, sorry, Bill, I want to shut off the cameras on that side of the house.
Yes.
And I can give a phone call like, hey, there's something breathing heavy on my window over here, or something's rocking the camper. Turn the cameras on now.
Down.
And maybe we'll be able to catch something.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, the cameras, they changed the whole dynamic over there, how these things act and what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Nobody's really seen them looking in the windows anymore since the camera's been up.
Yeah.
So that means to me they're cloaking. They're going full cloak mode.
Yeah, there's footprints and noises around there, but you don't see them around there anymore.
It's like, unless they can momentarily shut off the camera, which is, I'm thinking that's what they can do themselves.
Yeah.
Because they know the cameras are pointing and they avoid it. And then they have the camera that detects motion and focuses, follows it.
Yeah.
And
that one drives me batty because it spins round and round and round, and then I have to.
Don't know if it's them or
again.
the other night they were throwing rocks at the house. They were throwing rocks. They love throwing rocks on tin roofs.
Oh, yeah.
And they were throwing rocks, and I think, I don't know, it was Logan or Bill said maybe it's trying to follow the rocks.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, they
this morning spinning.
tape rock flying by the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they were aiming at the camera, but maybe they were just trying to see what the camera was going to do when they threw the rock in front of it.
Yeah, they're just playing or agitating like kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they may be full grown, but they act like kids sometimes.
Well, you know, and they thump on the house. I liken it to the kids playing knock knock, zoom zoom, or what do they call it now? They call it something different now.
I don't know. But yeah, they'll give out a couple whoops, some vocals out in the woods, and then you'll hear 3 knocks on the house, bang on the side of the house 3 times, and this is nightly. Every night.
Have you they've been doing? They'll do like whoop whoop whoop. Then you hear thump thump thump.
Yeah.
Why 3? I don't know. Some of our pagan friends out there that follow the mystic ghost stuff might be able to tell us what that is. But
well, yeah, I'm trying to remember what Kumbo said, that the number of knocks have a meaning. The one, one is more of a locator knock. If it's just 1 knock, 2 knocks is here I am, where are you? And 3 knocks is more of an alert.
But they're thumping on the house. We're not doing tree knock. I can see the tree knock. I'm confused with the house thing. And it's always on the opposite side where there's cameras.
Yeah.
No matter where they move the cameras, the activity goes to the other side of the house.
Yeah. I know whenever we first got there back in 2018, they would bang on the ramp, and I got recording of that.
Hit the railing. I thought they were hitting the railing too.
Yeah.
2 hands. I mean, it'd shake the whole house.
Yeah.
And they used to leave a lot of presents back there.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich and Robin would leave them food, and they were giving them Christmas ornaments and things like that. And they would respond in kind. I mean, things would show up there, even if it's just a rock, which, usually about softball size. They're pretty big rocks. It's nothing that a crow's going to move or any other animal. So yeah, who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything what these things are, what they're trying to do, trying to communicate with us, just messing with us, just to mess with us.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yep.
I don't know. That's why, a lot of their activity, at least there, I put more as just being kids agitating,
Well, the one I seen looking in the window, and I saw it twice, looking in the window, was the big, what I think is the male, and calls the big guy, and he's big, he's 8 foot tall. He's looking in the window and he's watching television, and we haven't seen him. And then when they put the cameras up on the back of the house, a lot of the shadow activity disappeared. And then whoever, I don't know whose camera it was, they took off the garage facing that one tree line. And now Robin's telling me she's seeing shadow. I was calling them shadow people. Mary was there. There was 3 of us standing there when she took that shot of that, when JP was chasing it around, whatever it was. Yes. Yeah.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
And there was 3 of us standing there when that happened.
Yeah.
And I said, Robin, camera right there, point it right there. And then it stepped out. Now, and she took a picture. Mm-hmm. She got a picture of what we saw, the shadow, but you couldn't really make much out of it.
No, you couldn't.
It's just a shadow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but JP was running back and forth through the woods trying to catch it, and it would run the opposite direction. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
he could hear something, but he couldn't see anything, I think is what he
Right.
said. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
You know, because we were hollering at him saying, "That way, JP, that
He's
way."
going north,
Go-
he's going south, he's going south, you know. He's going east, he's going east, you know. Just chase him around the woods. I
Yep.
don't see anything. I don't see anything. Yeah, he's probably the most fearless of all of us. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
He
slept
went
out
up.
in the woods on the ground.
Yes.
Hell, I won't even do that anymore. Raccoons and bears. I went through rabies shots once. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah. No thanks.
It's not. It was not. It was not good. It was not. I got bit by a bat, by the way. It was.
Ooh,
But yeah, I did not like that series of shots.
no.
And
Don't blame you. Yeah, but that was something else. God bless JP. You know, going out there and sleeping out there, no tent, just in a sleep bag.
but did you see what he was saying about up there in Canada? After dark, you have to lock up your guns in a locked case and separate the ammunition.
Yes.
I'm thinking, you're in the bush, number one. And if anything's going to happen bad, it's 99% chance it's going to happen at night. Bears prowl at night.
Yeah.
And your gun's locked up.
Yeah.
It's like, what are these people trying to do to those people up there? It's like, well, they're worried you might accidentally shoot somebody in the dark. Well, here's an idea. Maybe whoever or whatever it is in the dark needs shot.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know?
So he was saying he's got makeshift spear and a can of something with a lighter.
A lighter, yeah. I said, oh yeah, you're gonna use a flamethrower. I said, that's a good idea though. At least
Yes.
you can see what you're shooting at that way.
Brake cleaner. That's what it was. Brake
Yeah.
cleaner.
Cleaner, yeah, or park cleaner or something. I started laughing. I said, stuff like we used to do when we were teenagers, used to play with that stuff, you know.
If it works, it works.
Well, if that's what you got to work with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just and JP, if you're listening, I don't think I'm coming to Canada. Thank you.
I used to go up there a lot.
Yeah.
It's been many years since I've been up there.
And maybe a firearm won't have no effect on these things, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah, just holding on to one.
Yeah, 44, sleeping with that 44, it's fine. Yeah, just when you're coming, just let me know you're coming. Just don't go jumping on me and boo, you know.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at Michael there. He's got it. And if you ever talk to JP, he would tell you the same thing.
He agrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think he's hoping for Alberta and Saskatchewan to join the U.S.
That's right.
Yep.
So he can move to Alberta and
Someplace halfway normal. So
yes.
I mean,
Jeez.
the only time I was up there was in the 70s. And I took my 30-30 up there because we were up Lake Kippewa up there in Quebec.
Mhm.
But he said, oh, not now. And I said, well, usually people who hunt up there now, I guess, rent firearms from the locals to hunt. The guides, they rent their equipment.
Yeah.
There's so much paperwork and everything. And then I didn't know about having to keep your firearms unloaded after dark. I'm thinking, what? That is just totally insane.
Married in Winnipeg, Manitoba, divorced in Baltimore. God bless you, Leonard.
Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty up there. I mean, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But you know, where JP's going, you know, he's on the edge of civilization, and these Bigfoot that he's messing with aren't used to people, and they're kind of belligerent. And not only that, you know, you go north. There's nothing north. It's all woods up until the Arctic Circle. You could get bears. Probably never seen a person before.
It is so remote there.
Yeah, or even coyotes or wolves or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, here in the States, California. I'm going to use California for a good example. Those people are getting attacked by coyotes and they're getting attacked by those cougars, and it's in areas where they don't hunt them. They have no fear of man.
Right.
I mean, they come right up to you. They come right up. If you have a house there in a yard with a fence, they'll come right up to the fence trying to get at your dogs.
Yeah.
No fear.
I used to go cross country skiing up in both Quebec and Ontario, and canoeing up there, and it was great. It was wonderful, except for the black flies in the summertime. Hated those. But no, it's beautiful up there. I always loved going up there, and but nope, not anymore. Not the way it is now.
No. But let's see what else is going on. What have you heard? What else have you heard? We heard about the Ohio stuff. We got increased in activity here in PA. And who was down in Florida? It was Iris or somebody. At the beginning, when you went on, Iris, somebody was asking about Florida.
Yeah. Iris was asking about Florida, and one of my moderators on my group, he lives in Florida, and but he hasn't been out. I think because right now it's just too wet. Plus he's been having some health issues.
Yeah, it's hell getting old. Size line, a lot of us. As far as wet, we've had probably 2 inches of rain here today.
Hey Jeff, how you doing? Hopefully your audio issues straighten out.
Yeah.
Milkman. Yeah, Jerry is he's a farmer in Maryland, dairy farmer. God bless him. He's got activity on his farm, and but he runs or helps run a podcast called Old Line Cryptids. OD Line Cryptids, and it's a great podcast.
Yeah, we got cryptids here in the Seneca Nation. So
yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of weird stuff that happens up here. A lot of hauntings.
Yeah, someone was telling me, was it you, about someone seeing a rake?
I've had 2 rake sightings in the last year, and the one was my friend, the hippie chick friend.
Yeah.
And she called me, and so I'm on call. She says if she sees it again, she's going to call me, and I'm gonna go over and kick it in the teeth or something, see what it is. I don't know. But she said she didn't feel threatened by it. It was just looking at her, and she's also a medium. So she said, I didn't feel anything evil from it.
That's good.
I was worried that it might be what do you call it? The Indian one that eats everybody.
The Wendigo.
Wendigo. Yeah, that's right. Wendigo. I've had a couple of sightings of, the classic one of those with the deer antlers on her head type thing. Dogman sightings. And then I'm reading about all the dogman sightings in Ohio, and I'm thinking, I never see anything like that when I was a kid. Not that I'd want to anyways, but
me neither.
Yeah.
Don't want to see one.
But and then there was I was on one podcast, the one brother, and I don't remember their names. They're both judges, county judges.
Oh yeah.
I think did I tell you this story? So anyways, he saw a dog man when he was a teenager. And he's like me, he's telling everybody the story. So he is a judge, and his brother's also a judge in this county. And I don't know if it's not Sandusky. It's up there by Upper Sandusky out there in Ohio. And so his brother's like, shut up, trying to get elected here, and you're talking dogmen and Bigfoot and all this stuff. And, so both of them are running for judge at the same time. There was 3 or 4 spots open, 3 spots open, I don't remember. And the 2 brothers are running for 2 of them. And the brother that talked about the Bigfoot and stuff, he got a bigger vote total than his other brother. And I said, oh, that just shows your brother. There's a lot of us out there who've seen things and they believe you, you know. I can't remember their names, but I thought it was funny. In fact, I thought I saw a podcast somewhere they reenacted his thing. He was running in a cornfield, and this dog man was chasing him, or was pacing him next beside him.
Wow.
When he got at the edge of the end of the corn row, he looked over and saw what it was, and it's like, oh my God. And it started coming towards him, so he took off running to a friend's house. Friend wasn't home. He broke in the house and hid out in his house until they got home because he was afraid inside.
I don't blame
in the house, and I thought that was a pretty good story. I said, yeah,
interesting.
And that guy's a judge.
And his brother's telling him to shut up.
Shut up! You're gonna mess us up. We're not gonna get elected. He got bigger vote total than his brother. I mean, I think it was 3 positions open. Him and his brother were for 2. He came in first. His brother came in second, and then this other guy came in third. But there was like maybe 5 people running for it.
Oh.
So it was a pretty crowded field. But I just thought it was funny that.
So the Bigfoot and Dogman didn't hurt.
Out of the bunch, won. Got the best vote total, so to speak. So I think that's hilarious.
Yep. So the Dogman sighting didn't hurt their chances. Huh?
And I've hunted down in that area. There's a cemetery near that mound. There's a mound, big Indian mound over there by this cemetery and by this cornfield where he saw the Dogman. And it's known out there. People have seen it next to the road and everything else. So, and like here, most of my Dogman sightings come from the Seneca Reservation up over the New York State side, which is only 5 miles from here. So it's just a hoop and holler down the road. So I want to be careful what I'm walking into. But
that's for sure.
Yeah, and then we have some friends that a couple. She's over here eating snacks in front of me. She's torturing me. That's what she's doing.
Tell her to come on and say hi.
Yeah, did you hear her? She said hi. She's waving hi. She's not going to speak. So, it's just crazy. It's craziness, crazy stuff. Yeah. At our site, the house is haunted, by the way.
Yes.
We have ever told those people that there's activity in the house. You haven't witnessed anything in there, have you?
Offhand, no. No. The only thing that I've witnessed was outside. There were some little anomalies that I kind of put off as being ghosts, perhaps.
Right. So I grew up in haunted houses my whole life. This is the first house we're in that we built here back in 2013. It's a log cabin now. And it's the only house where I haven't had haunting per se, but I've had things happen that I have a haunted bed. Okay. It's my grandmother's bed. And if you sleep in that bed with your feet sticking out of the covers, every once in a while, somebody will smack you on your toes. And my grandmother, that's the way she used to wake me up when I was a kid. So grandma came with the bed, evidently.
Apparently so. Wake up. Get your lazy butt out of bed.
Out there and do something. And then downstairs, I saw a spirit light in the house. That was exciting that night. So So I have had things happen here that would be on the paranormal side, but we don't have haunting like my house I grew up in. The main house was haunted, and then the one after we got married, I bought my grandparents' house, and that was haunted. But again, I thought that was my grandmother, just the way everything happened. So
Yeah.
but and it seems like the paranormal stuff kind of hangs together. I mean, we're getting ghost activity, Bigfoot activity, we're getting UFO stuff, the orb stuff.
Yeah. What else?
We don't know. And it's like, and then Todd had he had the thing calling his name from the woods, which kind of rattled him a little bit. And my favorite one was the predator noise he heard.
Oh, yes. And I was, I think I was.
Were you there?
Bed. Yeah, I had my van, the ProMaster van, and I was getting ready for bed. And I guess he was trying to wake me up, but he was just talking soft. I couldn't hear him. And I told him, next time something like that happens, you just bang on the
knock us on the side of the van, or the camper.
Yeah. Get my attention.
No, the predator's out here. Well, good. You can stay out here. I'm staying here.
Yeah, because it was weird. He played, the recording, from the movie, of the predator sound, and he said that's what it sounded like.
Right.
And I don't recall ever hearing anything like that, although I think I have heard one report from someone. I cannot remember where I heard it from, but at least one other person has made the same report of hearing the predator sound. Hey, there he is.
What is it?
There's Todd. Hey, Todd.
Talking about your ears ringing.
Yep. We're here. We're talking about you, Todd. Whenever you heard the predator sound. And I've gotten one other report that I happened to either read or can't remember how I got it, but okay, let's see.
Shower guy. What?
Shower guy?
Shower guy? Odd. I don't know if he's supposed to be shower guy.
I think Todd's doing talk to text, and it's coming up goofy.
Oh, I don't know why he messes with that stuff. It never really works. He had 2 cell phones that totally had meltdowns. And we were staying at my place, and we were going up to his research area, which is about, 2-hour, 3-hour drive. And his phones took us a different way each time. And a couple times, then it'd bug out on us, and like we're in the middle of nowhere, and say, "Hey, I think I remember that barn over there. Turn here, go here," And then once we got to where he usually hunted, he knew where he was. But yeah, this new stuff I don't know about.
Yeah, I know you. A lot of people will do that talk to text, and it'll come up all goofy, and you have to figure out what the heck are you trying to say.
Comes out obscene and stuff. I did not say that.
I don't think I want to know about Dave Polite's shower guy.
I wonder how many people got in trouble with text and text.
Yes. But I've yet to watch that episode.
I don't, it's a pay-per-view thing. I don't have the money. We were going to watch it at Richard Robbins at one time, but JP was down and we couldn't get it to work on their television.
Oh.
So for whatever reason, yeah. But we'll see it. It'll eventually get out there.
Yeah.
I know that the film that I was in was a pay-for-view thing, and it finally came up, was free on one of those sites, Amazon or one other. I don't remember who it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but anyways, yeah, that's nothing. I've been sitting here talking to you, and I can hear the peepers out in the swamp back.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard any strange vocalizations tonight at all. See, when was it? Yesterday, I heard a roar. Kind of like I was coming out of my pole barn and I heard it, and I couldn't tell. It came from the swamp, but I couldn't tell what direction. But it kind of reminds me, wasn't like the booming thing that yelled at me that one night, but it was further back in, and it reminds me of like a lion's roar, like a coughing, I don't like it had like a cough to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, it was like a coughing type roar, vocalization.
Yeah, instantly, yes, Michael. Absolutely. That's a given. That's what you have to say.
Yeah. And the whistles, we get a lot of whistles there. The last time I was there with my wife, Cindy, she heard the whistles. I was real happy because she usually goes there. She doesn't hear or see anything.
Yeah.
And then Robin saw the shadow across the road. She said, Dave, they know you're here.
Yeah.
They have their favorites. They'll tree knock when they hear my voice on the speakerphone when I'm talking to Rich and Robin when they're on their porch. I think they like my stories. I don't know,
Apparently so. Well, everybody does.
But and then that one video, I don't know if she could ever find it again. We were talking by the fire, and that thing came up, was stalking us behind the tree with the thermal.
Mm-hmm.
See it coming through the field, and it was hiding behind the tree, and then you see it look out, So she says, coming up, and I don't remember who was with us. I think Todd was with us that time. I don't remember. Somebody was with, maybe JP. Don't get up, just keep talking, and you keep filming. And she kept filming. Mm-hmm. So it, next to the tree, behind the tree, it came out, stood next to the tree, then it turned around and walked away. And it was a lot of, 75 yards away, maybe.
Yeah.
It was different. I mean, could have been a person. I don't know. Don't know.
I think this evening she was saying something about that she could see shadows in the woods, crawling up. Apparently, after those guys in the car left.
It was a pickup truck and a car. I think she sent me a picture. I think it was a car and a truck. But whoever it was bailed out of the cars and left their car doors open and their cars running. So, no, we live in a rural area, but I don't think I'd leave my keys in the car with the car running.
No, because a bear, no matter what,
down there.
Yep.
I might take it and drive it in the swamp down there. It's just like, hey, you leave my Bigfoot alone.
They'll do some real damage to your vehicle.
That would be funny. I go running in the woods and the Bigfoot hops in the car. How does this thing work?
Be like Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, there you go. What happened to your car, sir? How did it hit this tree? Well, I was out in the woods and this thing, Bigfoot, jumped in my car and took off driving. All the boys that. Hurry.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to admit that.
Yeah, well, my son thinks I'm nuts anyways, but
I know my daughter does. I'm nuts.
I got my new FLIR coming, so I'm all happy.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I went and said, well, I'm not going to live forever. Might as well spend some of that money, right?
That's right.
It's something I want to do, and I had borrowed my son's for 2 years, and I got I hear anything outside. I spent a lot of time on the porch just sitting there with that thing.
Yeah.
just hear stuff and oh yeah, that's a deer and that's a bear and that one's the hard ones was between the skunk and the kitties. It's kind of hard to tell those until they get close, but
Yeah.
um, and then but yeah, it's and rabbits. I mean, you can tell what it is out there. You know, you can shine a light on it, you see eyes, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Which
But,
reminds me, the one photo that came from the cameras, I think Logan caught some eye shine, and they were pretty big eyes,
that's good.
big ones. Yeah.
The best, probably. I mean, other than them looking in the window, and I'm only like 6 or 8 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
The second biggest thing, exciting thing that happened there was I took my dad there. My dad passed. Was it last year, Cindy? Last year in May. Anyways, he wanted to come up here, and he was on dialysis and all this stuff. So he said, "I'm coming up there. I want to go see Bigfoot again before I die." And I said, "Okay, let's go." So we went to Rich and Robin's. We spent the evening there by the fire, and then sure enough, we were getting ready to leave. So Robin says, "I just seen shadows on the over by the pet cemetery side of the house." I said, "Well, I'm going to go around front and go this way. You guys watch the back." So my dad was standing there by the dog run fence, and Robin and Rich were by the fire. And I walked around to the other side of the house, and my dad started screaming, "I got eye shine! I got eye shine!" So we all go running over there. So it's Robin and Rich and their grandson and me and my dad. And we were standing there, and the eyes were on the ground. They were far apart, and they were kind of like a greenish yellow. And I'm thinking, well, it could be anything, a bear or something. And so we were all of us. We had 3 bright lights on it, and we're trying to see something. It looked like it had black fur. Everyone would move its head a little bit. We could see like a shimmer off of fur. And then what happened was it stood up. And when it stood up, it went from ground level to about 7 feet off the ground. I said, "That is not a bear.
No.
If it's, we're in trouble. That's a big bear." But anyway, so it's standing there looking at it. And I'm, me, I talk to everything. "Hey, what are you doing? Why don't you come over here? Got a candy bar for you, So I'm talking to it. So it's looking at us, and it keeps on looking away because it's got 3 bright lights on it. When it moved its head, we could see that shimmer of fur. And so then it started walking towards so looking at the woods. So it started walking towards the north, which would be our left. So it starts walking that way, and it, we can see the side of its eyes, and it's walking, and you can just make out like maybe a little shimmer off the body. It was upright, walking upright, and it was walking. I said, "Hey, where are you going? Come back here." And it'd stop and look at us, and then start walking again. And it walked over about 40 yards, and then it stopped, and it was standing there staring at us, and I'm talking to it. And all of a sudden, from behind the tree that it stopped in front of, was a big tree. Here, about a foot higher than it was, there's 2 big red eyes are peeking around the tree. I go behind the tree and come out the other side. And I said, "Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing?" I said, "That is awesome." And so my dad was convinced that we saw 2 Bigfoot that night. And he talked about that till the day he died. The
Wow.
last time I seen him, he was sitting up in the Cleveland Clinic in the hospital up there, and it's like the hospice ward. And I go up there, and I walk in there. He didn't know I was coming. So I walk in there, and he's got a couple nurses in there, and he's talking to him. I say, "Hi, Dad." And he turns around, looking, he looks again. He says, "That's the one I'm talking about. That's the boy. That's the guy with the Bigfoot stuff. You tell him your story." So I go walking in there, and the nurse told me her Bigfoot story. Well,
Cool.
Arlington, Ohio, it was her day she was married. It's a hall that my daughter got married in, actually. And so it's just out of Township Hall, just west of here. Eat the Snickers, not yourself when you're hangry. Yeah. Yeah, that. I mean, well, I'm diabetic now, so I don't carry a Snickers. I carry it's an Atkins bar, so uh, a different type of sugar. But hopefully they're not allergic to peanuts. I was thinking about that too, by the way. So God, I hope they're not allergic to peanuts. But anyways, this hall is just west of Wellington, Ohio. It's a township hall. I don't remember what township. So her and her husband and her father-in-law went outside to have a cigarette. And it's just about dark, and there's a pond in the woods there. And on the other side of the pond against the woods, she looks up and she sees this thing walking, and she says, "Look." And see, everybody was looking. And when she said, "Look," the thing stopped. And they looked at each other for 10 minutes, stared at each other. And then finally it just got bored looking at him, turned around and stepped into the woods and walked away. So it's like, yeah, everywhere I go, I get stories. You know, I tell you all the stories I get.
Yeah.
You can't shut me up half the time. And so I learn a lot and get a lot of stories and stuff. And I think my favorite one, though, last summer was the space alien story that I was telling you about.
Oh, yes.
The visitor in the bedroom. Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a great story. But so I get all kinds of them.
Yeah, you do. Now, was your dad as good of a storyteller as you, or is that where you got it from?
Yeah, I don't think he you know, I'm really into it, and it's really hard and soul. Dad would mention it and tell people about stuff he would see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, half his buddies used to tease him and everything, and I just, hey, he used to play cards with a bunch of guys. I said, well, it's hard to see a Bigfoot when you never get out in the woods, boys. So,
Yep,
but
that's the truth.
yep. But Dad was with me 74. The second time I saw a Bigfoot was him. And those early sightings, there was other people with me. I wasn't by myself. And the first time was me and my brother and my dad and a friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the thing came out on the railroad tracks when we were woodchuck hunting. And so me, my brother, and my friend saw it through my rifle scope at about 100 yards. So we got a good look at it. And Dad was coming out of a field. He had to cross a flooded railroad ditch, and he ended up slipping and falling and going swimming. So he didn't see it. Crossed the railroad tracks, and it went down into this, it was a big pipe with a culvert there. A little creek went under, and it went down, crossed down off the tracks into the creek. And that's the first footprint I ever saw. It was about 20 inches long, about 8 inches wide, just filling up with water. And I took my tennis shoe off, and at the time I was 200 pounds, 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I stepped my bare foot into it, next to it, the foot in the soft sand, and
Mm-hmm.
my track went down about a quarter inch in that soft sand, and that thing's track was like an inch deep. So it was like 3 or 4 times heavier than me.
Yeah.
And then about a week later, I was at the same. This is over by my cousin's farm. This is just west of. If I can remember the name of that little town, which I can't remember now. But anyways, it's just a little town. They had a grain elevator and a few houses, and that was it. This is southern Lorain County. Rochester. The name of the little town was called Rochester. And this is just about a mile west of Rochester where my cousin's farm was. And then I was staying there, and what happened was my cousin said that this thing is coming up next to the house eating sweet corn. And she was my age. So we were all 16. She was my age. And her sisters and mom and dad went to a wedding in Michigan. So it was a farm, so somebody had to stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't go. So she stayed to take care of the animals. And I get a call on a Friday night. What are you doing? I said, doing this weekend. I said, nothing. I said, why? What's going on? She said, that thing is coming up next to the house, eating the sweet corn. That's where their little garden was. And I'm afraid. I said, all I have is Dad's .22 rifle. And this,
Yeah.
thing is big and scary. He's coming, he's some 10 feet from the house. He said, why don't you come out? I said, well, I got to get gas money, and this and that and the other. And she's, oh, I don't remember her name. Susie, I don't know. She was a New London High School cheerleader. Yeah, I'll be right out. So I grabbed my 30-30 and my 357 Magnum and went out there. And so we were hanging out in the house. It was Saturday night. We were hanging out in the house playing Parcheesi. And it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and all you smell, that was a stinky one. All you smell was that smells like an unwashed person that's in front of you in the line at Walmart times 10.
Yes.
A gamey smelling person. And it was a really hot summer that summer. Maybe this thing didn't get too many baths. I don't. And we smelled it. And she goes, it's out there. So we run upstairs into her bedroom, and that was facing the garden. We go upstairs and we could hear it out there crunching on the corn, on the green corn. Hear it on crunch, crunch. So I had my coon hunting headlight. I says, okay, on a count of 3, I'm going to light it up. 1, 2, 3. And I turned on the light, and it looked like a big black shadow. And it turned and looked at us real quick, 2 big red eyes. It turned and ran through the yard, across the road, and down a fence line to a swamp. So anyways, needless to say, we were all hopped up and excited. No, we didn't sleep that night. The girls were afraid to go to bed. I said, you guys go to bed. I'll sit down here. I got my rifle. Ain't nothing going to bother us, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what we did. And then as soon as it got daylight, the girls got up and moved around. I said, I'm going to go backtrack that, see where it came from. So I took my rifle and my pistol, and I went out and I tracked it down to the swamp. And here it was using a game trail up along it was a hedgerow with a ditch. And it was all kinds of tracks. And I didn't know nothing about holding tracks back then. I never thought of it, And so I went back. I told my dad, I said, hey, it's coming in at night, eating in the garden, blah, blah, blah. I said, you should come out here. So it was my dad and my brother. He says, I'm going to call your uncle. And I said, well, if you bring Uncle Tom, have him bring the 3855, a little bit more firepower, And so he had this nice Winchester rifle. And anyways, I used to deer hunt with that thing. I liked it better than my 30-30. Had a little bit more knockdown. But anyways, he brought the rifle, and him and my brother came out, my dad. So we had these like hunting chairs. Hi, Mary and Dave, bumping the night monsters. Who's that?
I don't know their real name, but it's.
So we're sitting out on these little like folding hunting chairs on the edge of this. They started cutting a hayfield, and it started raining, so they stopped. So they're like the 50 yards next to that ditch and hedgerow were cut, but then it started raining, so the rest of the field wasn't cut. So we set up in the high grass. So basically, we were covered from just our heads up. Heads up, we're sticking out, sitting down. And it was just after midnight, and we hear thump, thump. You could feel it. Just walking head, thump, thump, thump. So I'm thinking, we're only like 40 yards away from this thing. And we're going to stand up and go, surprise, with all the lights. And thinking, I'm sitting there with an empty gun, right? So I think, I should chamber around just in case everything gets bad. Well, I chambered around. The thing stopped and heard it. My dad swore at me. And then he hit it, so we hit it with the lights. And so it was standing in the clear. It was like 8 foot tall, 4 foot shoulders, charcoal gray colored, big red eyes. All of us saw it. And it just looked at us for a few seconds and turned around, and it ran back to that swamp. So that was the second time my Bigfoot sighting. Well, I'm pretty sure it was the same Bigfoot that we saw on the tracks. And he hung around there for, he had a little area. I had several relatives in the area that had farms, and he was appearing at several other farms. Yeah, Marguerite's friend saw it. I mean, a bunch of people saw it there. My Aunt Marguerite. Oh yes, I think I told the R-rated Bigfoot story before, right? But
And I don't know.
okay, do you want me? Is it okay to tell it? I mean, it's not too bad. It's just funny.
As long as it's not too bad.
It's not too. But anyways, so it ran back over there, and then so that was the second time I saw it, and it stuck around there in the farms and stuff there. And my other cousin had a farm about 10 miles west of there, and it ended up over there. David Blaylock. Blaylock.
Yes. He's our Oregon friend.
Oh, and hi, and so we were camping down there. Had several experiences down there, camping down with that thing down there. Would come up to where we were camping. Come into camp one time. My cousin was sleeping by the fire. He saw it really close. It woke him up. It was messing around with the fire, playing with the ashes in the fire. I mean, my mom, my sisters, my brother, we all had experiences there. The one that I think the one Cindy likes is the R-rated story. I know she was the closest. So the lady that had the farm next to my cousins, they had horses. Anyways, and they saw it. Her husband and wife both saw it. Well, anyways, she was going to work one fall morning, real foggy morning. And what happened was my cousin was married to a guy named Frank. He was 7 foot tall. And so he was a tall guy. So anyways, this neighbor lady was driving to work, and the road went down into this creek bottom where this thing used to hang around. So she's driving down this foggy road in the morning going to work. It's not quite light yet. And she sees this big guy walking beside the road. And she thought it was my cousin Frank. So cousin's husband, Frank. We called them aunt because they were the World War II generation. So they were older than us, but aunt and uncle. So anyways, she slows down. She thought it was my Uncle Frank. So she slows down. She pulls up next to him, and she rolls down her window to ask Frank if he wanted a ride. And when she rolled down the window, she says, I'm looking at the biggest man junk I've ever seen.
Oh.
And she would always add, to piss her husband off, at least to what I'm used to, and shut up. And so anyways, she rolled down the window. She said, I'm looking at this. And she goes, what the hell? And then she realized the whole thing was covered with fur. And then she smelled it, and she realized, oh my God, it's the monster. And she could have reached out and touched it. And we used to always tease her, hey, you should have reached out and give it a yank. You would have had a friend for life.
Oh.
She totally freaked out. She had this it was a Ford, had to be about a 1970 Ford station wagon, those big giant station wagons.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. Big old V8 engine in it because he used to pull camping trailer with it, Yep. She stomped on that gas. I bet she laid rubber for 40 yards on that asphalt getting out of there. So anyways, she goes to work, right? Mm-hmm. Calls her husband. I just saw they can hear Dave talking. Richard Roberts. That's funny. Hi, guys. Come and look in the window. Robin wants to see you.
Yep. Go smack the house. Hit the house. Say hi. Give me a roar. I want to hear a roar. Let's go.
We can get you on this podcast, Mr. Bigfoot.
Yep.
But she called her husband from work. I just saw it down by the creek bottom. So he goes out there, saddles his horse, throws his 30-30 on the horse. He goes riding down there. and he was going to shoot it because it's been scaring people all around there and everything. He had it. That was it. I'm going to shoot it. So he goes riding down there with the horse, Cowboy Joe over there, and he gets down by the creek bottom, and he can hear it and walking and flipping over rocks. Now, they like creeks because they like eating crayfish.
Yeah.
And had one report of them eating, a hunter was watching one eat up here we have the, hellbenders, the great big giant salamanders.
Yeah.
Sinead, you get the salamander, stuffed salamander? So I'm a storyteller, and I had a friend that did a bunch of sewing, and she made this Bigfoot behind me there.
Oh.
And this one over here is from my granddaughter Iris just bought this for me. So for my birthday.
Yeah, of course.
Huh? That's a baby one. She says, Grandpa, I got this for you. And so anyways, they go down the creek bottoms. They're eating things that they can find in the creek. Anyways, let's see. I don't even know if I can get this whole thing on here.
Okay. Yep. There's that vendor.
Life-size stuffed one, of course, that she made for the Audubon Society. I think.
Okay. Very cool.
This is a hellbender. So this guy that was watching this thing, eat the hellbender, it went and ate from the tail all the way up to the head, and threw the head away. And, so anyways, they hang around the creek bottoms, eating things that they could find. And so he went and the breeze started blowing a little bit. The horse smelled it. The horse panicked, started bucking around doing the bronco buster stuff. Just as he was reaching for his rifle, the horse bounced him off. He fell on the ground. The horse ran back to the barn. He's laying on the ground. He hit the ground, knocked the wind out of himself. And he's laying on the ground trying to get his breath. Well, this thing hit all the commotion, was quiet, and all of a sudden he could hear it come splashing through the water and coming towards him in the fog. He didn't see it. He's totally freaking out. He finally sat up, got his wind back, and he ran all the way back to the barn because I wasn't going to stay out there without a rifle. Went back to the barn. The horse was still jumping around, got it calmed down, got his gun off the horse and went back. There was nothing there. So, but that's the R-rated Bigfoot story. I used to tell that a lot in Ohio. Both that husband and wife were killed. Somebody stole a stop sign, and they ran a stop sign. I think it's Route 18 there, but the stop sign was gone. It was foggy morning, so they didn't exactly know where they were at. But anyways, they got T-boned by a semi and killed both of them.
Oh my.
So I was telling this story at an event, and one of the kids was there, and I got threatened with, if I ever used their name again, that I would be sued. So I can't tell you who the people were, but that's the story that she told me. And me and my dad got there that night because we got a call from my cousin, and we saw the tracks where she peeled out, getting away from the Bigfoot. So it's my R-rated Bigfoot story.
Very good.
That's funny as hell. But anyway, she was probably the closest person that I know of that maybe than Robin. Robin walked up to the window and was looking in the window, and she was trying to look through the window. She couldn't figure out why she couldn't look through the window. I believe JP was there when this happened, and all they heard was a scream and a thud because she was trying to get away from the window and got tangled up on her feet and went down. So JP, I'm pretty sure JP was there when this happened. So that's why Robin, I tease Robin about looking out windows. She doesn't. She will not walk out the window to look out. So it was only a few inches away from her face.
Yeah.
The 2 times I seen it looking in the window, that chair that Rich sleeps in right next to the window.
Mm-hmm.
If that window is open, he could reach out and tickle it. That's how close it is to that window. That's looking in the window. And that's where, you've seen the stuff that Todd gets off the windows, the face prints and the snot and the slobber and the handprints.
Prints and everything, yeah.
And they still come in. It's just that they avoid those cameras. But
maybe whenever you and I go up there, just shut off whatever cameras in at least one direction.
Yeah, if I'm in the camper, you're in the house, see if Robin could shut off those cameras on that side, and I'll give you guys a high sign if something starts bothering me.
Yeah.
And maybe we can catch him with his pants down, so to speak, on camera. It's like, oh, crap.
You never know.
But where the camper is, and that's where I got the Christmas order. My Christmas ornament story comes from. I was over there, Richard Robbins having dinner. They said it's so you have an admirer. Yeah. It's female, okay? Oh.
If it's the little red one, or it's your gold one.
Red Riding Hood, we'll call her, huh?
Yeah, the golden child out on your property.
That's the one Robin said she thought was carrying the baby. Yeah. But I usually get activity when I'm there, and you've been there when it's happened.
Yeah.
And but of all of us, I think I've been going there the longest. But they're used to it. They know no threat. They know I'm crippled. They can't chase them through the woods anyway. So I did yell at them, and I did walk up to that one. It was got about 30 feet away before it took off. But and I yelled at the one that one time Robin got hit by that rock.
Yeah.
The rock sitting by the fire. My father was there, actually, sitting by the fire, and the stone whooshed past my hair, past my ear, and then a thunk, and then I hear Robin screaming, "What the hell's wrong?" She got hit by something. So she reaches, it hit her in the chest and fell down in her cleavage. She reaches down there and pulls out a rock. I said, "It's throwing rocks." I said, "Damn, it's a good thing it didn't hit you in the eye or the teeth or something,
Yeah, so, they should do better.
I hear another one whiz by the other side of my head and hit the tree. And I stood up and I said, "Hey, stop throwing rocks. You're going to hurt somebody. Yeah. You throw the rock and I'm throwing lead." Yeah. It stopped.
Yep.
I didn't want anybody to get hurt or killed. And it's like, but it stopped. So you
gotta let them know. They're misbehaving.
And like I said, why I again think that a lot of the mischievous stuff is a young one is causing a lot of. I don't foresee the big one doing that. The big one knows that people are trouble.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to cause trouble, I don't think.
Yeah, the little big one, he's been around the longest.
Yeah. And the little ones, probably teenager or something, and they're young, stupid. And
I know I've used the mom voice on them quite a few times. Hollering at them.
Yeah.
And they'll stop. They'll stop whatever it is that they're doing. Hey, I'll take the misbehavior, up to a point, and then okay. Enough's enough.
Yeah. We don't want nobody getting hurt.
No.
So, but it's fun. I have a lot of fun doing it. And like I said, I got my new FLIR coming. I'm waiting. It's going to be here. It's going to be here on Friday the 13th, which is different. Maybe
my daughter's birthday.
Maybe I can capture some good images with it.
I hope so. Yeah. That's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, we got my son ended up getting he got he's always talking about going pig hunting, so he got a thermal scope and one of these thermal monoculars, 2 still, and he got it. He said, "Dad, this thing's 1,000 times better than the Scout."
Really?
So he has one. So we're both going to have the same one. We got one that you could take the batteries out of and replace them. So went and bought 2 batteries for his. Right now all I can afford is the device. I'm going to buy an extra battery with an external charger for it too. But it charges. You can plug it into a C-type charger. More house slaps. Maybe they are listening to me.
Yeah, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I'll be there to see you soon. It's going to get cold again, though. I want to go there when it's warm enough where I can sit out by the fire.
Yes.
And then we usually cook food, which I think is a draw for them, too, because they come around to see what the heck we're cooking.
Yeah.
But
I want to get up there. Get up there so bad. I miss everyone.
Cat fever's killing me too. So, but yeah, I really think it is their mating season or whatever. I don't know. Maybe there's some place where they go to where there's a plethora of food. Some of those Indian potatoes and stuff I was talking about, or some sort of root or something.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, we found back in the 70s, we found Bigfoot poop. And my dad's friend worked at the Cleveland Natural History Museum, and we took the poop over there trying to figure out what it was. So he said, "Well, it's probably bear." And they went and time to time to put wood on the fire for us when we're not around. Yeah, they like playing with fire. But anyways, he took that poop and put it, I believe it was in alcohol, and put it's had a magnetic mixture, and they put it on there and they mixed it and dissolved it. And from what they were eating, there was cherry pits, there was corn, there was looked like they took 8 peaches and crunched up the pits and all.
Jeez.
And then there was a unknown fiber in there, which kind of looked like sweet potato. It was a tree root or something. I don't know what the hell it was. But yeah, so that's what we found in the poop. So it could have been sweet potato or something. What am I seeing?
Yeah, the one good thing, at least for you.
I'm facing a window right now, and I don't know what I just saw. That's a light. I saw a light, but I don't know where it is or where it came from.
Interesting.
Maybe it's. I don't know. Maybe on the road. Maybe it's one of those stupid spirit lights. I don't know. I just saw something. But it's raining like crazy here.
Yeah, it was earlier.
And I think I just heard thunder.
Yeah, the one good thing for you about the Indian potatoes, turnips, and parsnips is that you can eat those instead of potatoes since you're diabetic.
Right.
Yeah, they're good for you, and they won't raise your sugar.
I just try to keep my carbs around 100, 120 a day. I've been doing all right. I lost about 25 pounds this winter and feel okay. I'm taking the fenbenzidole and ivermectin cancer treatment. Went in, got my blood checked, and my PSA went down from 5.6 down to 4.6. So the goal is to get it below 4. So we'll see here what it is the next couple of months. And if the natural method works, that's what I'm doing. Then the other plan B's, I'm going to Cleveland Clinic, and Bill was the one that told me about this, our friend Bill. And it's called Nano Knife. It's a non-invasive procedure that they've used on prostate cancer and cancer of the bladder, cancer of the kidney, pancreatic cancer, and breast cancer. So if anybody out there comes up with some bad luck, like I did, That's my plan B. I'm going to go up to Cleveland Clinic and see what they can do. Please, they put electric the rods into you around the tumor, and they run electric current through the tumor, and it destroys the tumor.
Interesting.
So it's pretty much on non-invasive, and not as painful as elective surgery or chemo will get you very sick, and and then if they get you with the radiation, you can burn parts down there. So that's my plan B. I don't even know if I'll ever do surgery, even if it worst turns to worst. I'm too big of a wuss. I don't like pain. Anyways, keep that in mind, buddy. Yeah.
We'll be praying for you.
Yeah, thank you. And like I said, Bill was the one who turned me on to it. I talked to 2 or 3 people since that had the treatment. I've talked to 2 or 3 people that use the natural treatment I'm taking now, and it cured them. So I'm trying the natural method first, and it's no big deal. What's in it? Oh yeah. You hear the rain? She goes, rain's really loud. We got a tin roof on the cabin this way.
Oh, okay.
You might not be able to hear it. But anyways, so that's where I'm at now. I'm getting my new FLIR, and I'm going to go be out in the woods playing around with it, sitting on the back porch. And,
Bill is a smart guy.
Yeah.
Great, really is.
Yep. He talked to me, got me calmed down. He was one of the reasons I got calmed down about this whole thing, too.
That's good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, go. Yeah, at the rate that you want to go, and just natural.
So I figure, spend $1,000 on something that I don't really need, but I do want.
You want it? Well, then do it.
Yeah, like I said, I spend many nights on the back porch with that old FLIR, just watching the deer and the bears. I haven't caught anything. Only one time I seen something that might have been a Sasquatch, but my hands were cold and I couldn't get the camera mode on. But
maybe the golden boy will show himself again.
Golden boy or girl, I'm not quite sure what it is. Like I said, it was for me, it was a cry of anguish. So that's why I was thinking maybe it's a female. Like, oh, what's wrong? And you thinking, oh, it was a male. He's like, who's in my neighborhood?
That could be. He if it's a guy, he may have took it as a challenge.
So he's so that area there. I have 3 things that happened back there so far. I had that scream. 4 winters ago, I was sitting on the porch. It was like 10 below. I had the FLIR, and I saw something upright walk across that isthmus, or it's like a small island. And I was going to go the next day to look for tracks because there was about a ½ inch of snow on the ground. Then I went to bed, and I woke up. We had like 6 inches of snow during the night, so whatever there was gone, covered.
Yeah.
And then last fall, I was putting up no trespassing signs on the perimeter of my property because I'm right next to a game land. So I was posting my property, and I was back there, and I was back there longer than I expected. It was getting dark, and I was coming back down the trolley car grade in the dark, and something was paralleling me in the brush about 50 yards out. And I didn't have a flashlight, so I stopped, and it would stop. Then I'd start walking, it'd start walking. So I walked over. My tractor was part of the railroad grade is all screwed up from the trolley car grade, swampy from the damn beavers. So where I stopped, where I could go with my tractor, I stopped, got on the tractor, and I sat there for a few minutes, and I didn't hear anything. So then I started back to the house, and I was chugging back to the house, and I just stopped the tractor, just shut it off. And I could hear when tractor stopped, and I heard 2 or 3 footsteps. It stopped. I said, oh, it's following me. So then up the tractor again, and I went into the yard, and the trail that I come into the yard on, I turn around once I got in the open in the yard, and I pointed the tractor that way. And I waited for about 15 minutes to see if it was going to follow me up towards the house, but it didn't. So,
Yeah.
so I turned the tractor on, put the lights on, I could see back there. So
Yeah.
lesson learned: for go in the woods without a flashlight, no matter what time of day it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure it's, I don't know, Kumbo always says at least 750 lumens, but I say at least 1,000.
Well, mine's probably only 120. I just want to be able to see it, and if need be, get on target. My
That way
my
you can find it, and that'll stop it.
laser sight on it, yeah, has a laser sight on it. So I'll if it ever became to that, if I had to shoot something, I'm more worried. I'm more worried about the bears than I am.
Yeah.
All these years of messing around with these things, I've never felt threatened.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
same here. For me, it's the bears more than anything.
and the bears are smart enough, you know, they're just big raccoons. They're dumb. They're not dumb. They're smart like a raccoon, but they are an animal. And the males can get belligerent, and the females will take care of the little ones. So you have to watch. Mama bear will rip you a new one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just don't even be quiet in the woods. I just crunch right along, walk, talk, or sing. It doesn't matter. It seems like that works good too. They come right back.
They know you're there.
Well, that's what I do when I go over to R&Rs. I just talk all the time to them.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm here. I was talking to Coonbro. Last time I talked to Coonbro, I was on the phone with him, and they were at a doctor's appointment. And I said, well, you know where the key is. Let yourself in the house. Now I'll go sit out by the fire ring. So I said, I've been meaning to call him. So I called him, was talking to him, and I'm talking to him, and I had a wood knock. And Coonbro goes, "What was that?" I said, "That was a tree knock. They're saying hi." So,
Yep.
and they do that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
A friendly bunch.
yeah. But the one that was pacing you, he was probably just intimidating.
Yeah, that's
That's what it was. He was just intimidating.
I should call him. Blondie sounds good. And then so it screamed at me that night, and then the next day, then she called at 11, and then she said she saw the thing out by the road.
Yeah.
And that night, I'm sleeping. Wild hogs definitely hurt you. Sometimes all I have to do is be noticed by them. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
We don't
thank.
hear yet, thank God, but they're heading this way.
Yeah.
I had a cousin in Tennessee that almost lost a leg to a razorback. So yeah, they're nothing to be played with.
No, definitely no.
Then he got the tusk got him and cut his leg almost in half.
Oh,
Then he
my.
almost died from sepsis because they're rooting it around and in the garbage and everything else.
Yeah.
It's a really dirty wound. So that night, I'm sleeping and I thought it was Cindy. She sleeps upstairs in the loft. I have a bedroom downstairs. She doesn't sleep with me anymore because she claims I snore. But I know I've never heard myself snore, so I don't think she's telling the truth.
You're racing motorcycles in your dreams.
So, anyways, I'm downstairs and I hear mumbling, and I'm laughing because Cindy's talking in her sleep. So I get up and use the bathroom and I lay back down and I'm fully awake, and I hear it again, and it sounds like that samurai chatter. And I'm going, wait a minute, that's coming from out front. So I get up and grab a flashlight and I go out on the porch. I don't see anything, but I think it came 2 nights in a row up to the house here looking for me. But I went on the porch. I was there. He didn't come in. So, but they might not like white light either. If I had the flare, I probably could have stood out there for a while, maybe saw something. It usually likes traveling along our creek bed over here. It's kind of like goes down into like a swell, goes like a little canyon or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
So it could stand down in there and just get its head over the thing where it can see the house where we wouldn't notice it. I found tracks down there. JP was here one time. He found tracks down in there. So it likes hanging around that creek bottom, and it goes to and from the swamp. My neighbor had a sighting, like, was it 4 or 5 Christmases ago? Came in her yard. So about every 800 yards, there's a creek that comes off the mountain here, and the creeks are all growing up and they're steep, like, like ravines, and so there's a lot of cover, a lot of brush. And that's how they move between the cornfields and stuff. And then we have, I just heard something at your house there. What was that?
Oh, that was Sinead. She's sleeping under the desk.
And so that's the way they traverse here. And then hopefully we'll have a good apple crop this year. 40 apple trees in the yard. So
Oh, nice.
it's fun in apple season because there's always something in the yard.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah.
Munch, munch.
Yep. And then the one year I had apples hitting the house, as in something was throwing apples at the house. So, and it was from the creek side too. So, and that was before that's before I had a flare. So I pretty much figured out who I think it was.
Yes. Well, now you got the flare.
Yeah, we'll see what we run into.
Yeah. Like, can you take photos with it also?
I take video with it too.
Very cool.
And what I'm reading, if I'm reading right, it'll pair with a smartphone. Okay. So I'm looking at, you could look at too if you had a.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at right. So we'll see when we get it and see what we got. It's a Pulsar CQ17 or whatever it was. I don't know. It's supposed. Oh, tonight we're supposed to get snow? Oh boy.
Yeah. Jeff says he'd love to have you on Old Line Cryptids.
Yeah, I got all the old stories that I've already told about on this podcast with Mary. So Mary knows all my old stuff. I was finding Bigfoot back in 2013 from a 2010 sighting I had working for the canoe livery. Yeah. And then I was on the show in 2013. Since 2013, working local festivals and stuff, I've had over 500 stories or 500 sightings, over 500. I stopped counting. People coming up and telling them their Bigfoot stories. And up here, basically, and I think it's almost anywhere else, 99% of the stories up here are road crossing sightings. And then we have the other 1%, that's campers and hunters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, with your permission, I'll send your phone number over to Jeff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, old guy who likes to talk. You can't shut me up. But I love hearing other people's stories, and like I said, that UFO lady freaked me out this summer with her story. Well, I should say, UFO lady's husband freaked me out with her story. So I should tell that one, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's a good story.
Why not? Yes, go right ahead. Yeah, tell you what, we'll finish with that one because it's 9:45.
Is it? I don't even. Yeah, it is 9:45. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
You can't shut me up. No. Oh, so this is the last thing. We'll be on here. Me and Mary. We're gonna go get some news stories to tell you.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I'm at a festival in Corey, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Jeff, the milkman Harrington. And we were I was at the Corey festival, which Mary has been there too also.
Yep.
And so anyways, I'm up there doing my Bigfoot thing. And what usually happens, I'll do a talk, people will be listening. and then people filter away, and there's usually somebody standing there or some couples standing there, and they'll come up and tell me their Bigfoot stories. Well, I had this one couple standing there, and they waited till everybody was gone, and he come walking up to me, and the lady says, "Do you have any UFO stories?" And I says, "Well, we've seen stuff in the woods, you know, blah 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 blah. Do you have any experience with space aliens?" I said, um, "Because I kind of think Bigfoot might be one, but really no." She and her husband says, "Go ahead, tell him." So, anyways, this lady's from Germany. Her and her husband met. He was in the military. He was IT military, and he was stationed in Germany. They met, married, and they lived over. They just moved back to the States. So he's got a job up in Erie working for some firm. So, anyways, all during the marriage, his wife said this space alien, a little gray, comes and talks to her from time to time. And have you ever talked to anybody that had a story like that? And I said, I've heard a few stories. I said, I've had 2 women come up and tell me about their abduction by space aliens back in the 70s. And there was an elderly lady who told me about her abduction that lived near here. And I said, but, you know, people don't usually tell me that stuff. So she says, well, it comes next to me. And ever since, you know, I was a young lady when I first got married, he used to come visit me, and it stands next to the bed, and we talk, but we don't talk. We just, you know, whatever, mind speak or whatever.
Yeah.
I said, oh, so anyways, mental telepathy. She says I talk to it, but it talks to me through telepathy. And I said, oh. She goes, well, go ahead, tell them what happened. So we moved to Erie, and we're up there, and they're in kind of a rough neighborhood in Erie. He just got out of the military. He hasn't bought any firearms yet, luckily. And so he says, I'm on the computer. He said, you know, moving here, I work military, so I was up, you know, most of my time was at night. So I'm having a hard time getting back to the day shift. But anyways, wife's sleeping in the bedroom. He's out on the computer just watching something or reading something. And he says, I hear her talking. He says, I always thought it was one of those sleep paralysis type dreams that she was experiencing. So I go, he says, I go sneaking in the bedroom. The door isn't closed all the way. So I just open the bedroom, and the hall light goes into the bedroom. Is standing next to the bed was this 3-foot tall alien. He saw it, and he panicked, and he was reaching for the baseball bat that he kept next to the bedroom door. He was reaching for it, but he couldn't find it. He said the little guy turned around and screamed in his head, "Don't hurt me." And he said it startled me, and I turned my head to grab the baseball bat, and it was gone. I said, that is a cool story. He says,
really is.
yeah. And then, yeah, that's a cool story. And then I find out, talking to other people that had similar experiences.
Yeah.
And wow, so that's not really that rare.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I've had a similar experience of seeing a 3-foot tall alien right standing next to my bed. It would wake me up, you know, I would wake up and it would be standing there and freak me out. Ooh. And then it'd be gone.
Yeah.
No, I would never hear talking. I think because I was freaking.
That's like, oh, I better get out of here. She's gonna hit something. But yeah, husband says it just blew me away because it don't hurt me. You know, it's like it knew that I was reaching for that baseball bat behind me, you know, and I said, he says, yeah. So I was kind of glad he didn't have a firearm in the house. I says, yeah, started in a galactic incident.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But so anyways, Thanks for having me, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it was fun as usual.
Yes.
And this is what Mary do when we're together. We'll sit there and talk and tell stories to each other.
Yeah.
And then the Bigfoot come in to listen to us. And
just swap stories and there they
hear
come.
and see. And yeah, we have fun. All right. Everybody, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody has a good night. Stays dry, stay warm. It's really raining here. I bet we've had 2 inches of rain today here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think there was a tornado warning just a little bit south of us, a little bit earlier, but usually my phone will alert if we get one, and I didn't hear it.
My alert is called Robin. We're tornadoes, watch out.
But thank you, Dave, and just know that we're praying for you. We're praying for R&R, both of them.
Yeah, we're all falling in old age.
All of us, and Jeff Yarrington here in the chat. We'll pray for his dad. His dad is in health, so we'll keep him in our prayers also.
Yep.
And guys, remember, if you have a prayer request, please just post in the chat, that you're requesting prayer, and that's all we need. That's all we need to know. And you're in our prayers. But again, thank you, Dave, and we'll be chatting with you off in our private chat with everyone else.
Hopefully, here in another few weeks, we'll end up back at the R&R site and sitting by the fire cooking some sausages, some homemade sausages on the fire, and bring in I'm surprised we haven't brought any bears in with our cooking, but that's a good thing.
Yeah. I think the last time I came up, I made some bagels and brought them along with me.
Those were good. Yes. Really this big. I haven't had bagels like that. My daughter lives in the Cleveland area, and a Jewish bakery near her that she goes to quite often. Last time I had bagels that good was at her house.
Aww.
So, yeah, you could sell, if you lived in the right area, you would be selling those like hotcakes.
I'll be sure to make up a fresh batch.
Okay, the sausage, and then see what else we can round up around here.
There we go.
Some sausage, a few steaks or something. I don't know.
You never know.
Good, yeah. We just sit around the fire and eat too good. All right, have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming on and joining in the chat. It's almost 10 o'clock. But again, I want to remind everyone, again, if you have a prayer request, please just type in the chat, that you're requesting prayer, or message me. It's very easy, and we'll keep you in our prayers, or whatever it is that you're requesting prayer. Okay, Bill. All right, I'll give you a call tomorrow. I am thinking, now Dave has been on here maybe I think this is about his 4th time on here, and I always enjoy getting Dave on here. He's a good friend, and I can always count on him to have plenty of stories. Okay, Dave cooks the best steaks. Okay. But I'm thinking, I've had Forrest. If everyone knows who Forrest is, she's on another podcast, pretty big one. She's also a good friend. I'm thinking of asking her to come on in the future. Probably in the near future, at least. I'd like to get her on again. But I have been keeping track of of the imbibing competition going on there. Take it easy, guys. Okay, just take it easy. And Leonard. Oh man, number 9, Jeff. God bless you. Just be careful. And yeah, let me know next time beards and boogers are on. I know, Jeff. I know. I know. But you're all in my prayers. You really are. Okay, guys. Take it easy. Have a good night. God bless. And we will see you next Wednesday. And we'll see. Oh, Patty, good to see you finally. Oh, Patty, you come on just as we're ending. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to close it down. So thank you. Good night. God bless. Monkey Wench out.